My voice level is pretty low in the usual, though. Huh?
Luka's different.
Yeah, pretty edgy, man.
You guys are up and rolling. Okay. Yeah. Well, Luka, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being a part of my podcast.
How goes it, man? Delasio in the flesh. I know her name is like Delasio or something.
Yeah, it is. It is Delasio.
Yeah, but it's Delasio in my world, so.
All right. Well,
Just do.
I'm happy to have you here because I've gotten the privilege to get to know you better over the last couple months. I've known you for like a couple years now, I think, but not well at all.
Yeah, a few.
I actually thought you were very different from my opinion now. But
I want to know what you thought of me before you met me.
No, you were a very respectful young guy. You were always very nice to everyone you met. I respected that. I mean, at least what I saw.
So you met me and you're like, never mind, this guy sucks. He's a complete maniac.
A little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. But what I find interesting about you is you kind of bleed into almost every creative world you can go into. You did clothing design. You designed furniture.
Yeah.
You act, and then you also produce.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of get into that? Your parents both did. They were both creative people, right?
My mom never really like kept a job. I mean, like just because like she would just quit and like do new things. Like she used to be a booker for Faces at Elite at one point. Then she was like a show producer for like fashion shows. Now she's like a chef. But then I don't know. She had like a million different jobs. I just kind of thought if I want to do something, I should just take a stab at it. You know?
Yeah.
Like what do I gotta lose?
Yeah.
Trying something.
So at what age did you get into shit? Because I saw your Finsta post of you making the dead mouse hat.
Oh
or
my
the
God,
dead mouse head.
head.
I thought that was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think I was like 13.
Yeah.
I just like using my hands.
Yeah.
Like I always liked building stuff. Like I used to draw a lot as a kid. Then I got into like building things.
So like what was your kind of big first step into what you're doing now and being successful in what you're doing now? Was it fashion? Was it modeling? I have no idea.
I got scouted when I was like 15 or something. Then I started working.
Were you in New York at the time or where?
Yeah, I had just moved because I lived in Paris, but then I moved to New York for high school.
What high school?
This place called Lower Manhattan Arts Academy. It's this public school in the Lower East Side, but it's in a building with 6 other schools. Every floor is a different school. Yeah. The New York public school system is wild.
And what did your dad do?
My dad's a designer. He just makes custom like couture. He just makes things.
Yeah. Do you guys have similar styles?
Yeah, in the sense of like he has dreads. He wears big glasses. I wear glasses all the time.
I more or less mean like style in terms of like what you guys create. Like, do you guys have similar taste preferences?
We have very different tastes.
Yeah. What's his taste compared to yours?
He's very into like design in the sense of like
structure.
I can't really explain it. We just like I grew up looking at different things than he did.
Like, what did you grow up looking at? Like, what caught your eye as a kid?
I grew up on different music, you know,
like who? Who'd you listen to as a kid?
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Aphex Twin, Arctic Monkey. Okay, so what's the difference between a rock star and a rapper?
I mean, that in terms of how they act it's pretty similar.
Even
but
musically, I mean, like somebody like Kendrick Lamar is like the equivalent of like a.
Well, I would say all of those guys, pop stars, whatever, raps, whatever, they're all rock stars in the sense that they're iconic figures in their genre.
But I even think the content of what they're like rapping or singing about are very similar. Like rock music is about like chicks and drugs, and some of it is about like experience and storytelling and you know, dealing with addiction.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's the same with most art. It's always going to be talking about love. It's always going to be talking about drugs. It's always going to be talking about that kind of subject because that's like the most interesting part of life and the parts you want to write about that inspire you the most. So that's going to be in all fields of music.
I wouldn't compare jazz to rap though.
I wouldn't compare jazz to rap either, but it's interesting.
More about,
it's completely different. That's more about the instruments.
And then you can go into electronic and techno, things that don't even have words, or even if they do have words, it's like it is a completely different genre that deals with completely different things. So it's like, I don't know. Rap and rock to me are very similar. I
actually like that you listen to rock and roll because every time I'm with you, and it's a rare, honestly. Like not many of our friends want to put on those songs, listen to that.
Nobody wants to hear that shit, man. In big groups, like I never want to take the aux because it's just like
I never want to take the aux.
Nobody wants to hear what
everyone just turn this shit off.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Like nobody wants to listen to like Radiohead or Depeche Mode or any of the things.
People want to put on WAP, and that's it.
Dude, if I got a fucking nickel for every time I heard that goddamn song, I'd be a fucking multi-billionaire. I swear to God, dude.
See, this is my issue with rap, and like we were talking about this yesterday. Like the direction music's going into, it's becoming not. It's losing what I think it used to have, which is more of an aspect of poetry. Like rock and roll never talked about putting like their wet ass pussy, park this little Mack truck in this little garage. Like it's just, this is lost for me. This is like the subject matter of what we're like singing about now.
Yeah, but music is only a reflection of the time it lives in, man. Like
100%.
This is who people are now. That's why I can't even be mad at it. It's like with like Twitter and like the hypersexualization of like women, like, and like it all goes with like OnlyFans and like it all lives in the same world. Like chicks being able to be sex workers, chicks being able to do whatever the fuck they want. So it's like girls are gonna rap about that because they're free to rap about it. There's a certain point in time where like if somebody talked about their red ass pussy, they'd be viewed as like a whore or whatever the fuck. They're like, who, like, ooh, what is she talking about? But it's like now it's kind of normal. Like you see an OnlyFans in a chick's bio, you're like, oh, like you and the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like I think. That's why I'm not even, it's like WAP is like, I don't, honestly, conceptually, I fuck with it. I mean, I like, don't ever want to hear that song again, but it's like sick in the sense, in what it serves, it's like kind of cool because it just like.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Music will always be a sign of the times. WAP is a sign of the times. It's the sexuality that you can express. It's okay to be a sex worker now, like to all of your points, yes. Like,
but it's also just okay to like, be, you know, it's not taboo to like
agreed
because we all, you know, chicks do whatever the fuck they want, but like it's kind of, you know, it was taboo for a while. I think it's kind of like bleeding into just being normal because it's like dudes have been, you know, rapping and singing and about them being like complete fucking like dots for fucking decades. No,
it's true.
So it's like,
and like singing about like paying for sex.
Yeah, so and like prostitutes and shit like that.
On the other end of that.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, it's only about time till chicks were like, okay, then me too. You know.
I mean, and that
no pun intended.
That's like the whole aspect that now we can sing about it. It's great. Like that I don't have a problem with. And that I enjoy, and WAP is a great song for the times that you put it on, whatever. Basically what I am getting at is I miss when it wasn't all about profanity and about fucking each other and about how much money I have, all the chains I spend, $100,000 I have in my briefcase.
You also have to understand one thing though, and the reason why music's kind of like catching an L. Though there's still a lot of good music being put out, you just have to like know what it is. Like, you know, you could listen to like the new like Mulatto album if you want, or you could listen, you know, King Cruel dropped an album this year called Man Alive. Like, you know what I mean? There's still music with substance still exists. It just none of that even exists in my world. You know, I just listen to the good stuff that comes out. Yeah. Like I don't necessarily
100%.
need to listen to any of that shit.
It's not so much that it's out there. It's just interesting that it's the top 40. You know?
Well, yeah, but also like music is in a completely different place because of the internet and streaming, and it's just like you don't understand that like these new like TikTok literally is changing music.
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Like people now
they dictate what the top 40 is.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Like like labels pay TikTokers to put music to TikTok, so then it becomes viral. And then it becomes a top 40 song.
People are starting to write songs
that
people can make TikTok dances to, so it becomes a trend and so it becomes viral. Like that's literally the formula they're working in now. Yeah. How do I make a song become a dance to get on TikTok to go viral? It's insane.
It's like
I don't know.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna make a song so a bunch of bozos can do the Renegade for fucking 30 hours in a room.
No, it's pretty wild. I know, like, yeah. I mean, how do you feel about TikTok? I know you. I know you have and I do agree with you on this. Like that TikTok and kind of this generation, not even TikTok, but specifically TikTok, is kind of taking the shine away from real hardworking creative people and rewarding very low amount of work, very low amount of effort, and very low amount of talent. I mean, given the dancers, like they can dance. At least they have a talent. They're interesting to watch. Like they can dance. It's more or less like the thirst traps. People just like going like this in the camera. Like it's
interesting
rewarding
to watch is very subjective.
It's
speak for yourself. But
subjective for sure.
I definitely don't want to see somebody like humping the floor.
I mean, interesting, subjective, period. But it's almost objective to say that it's interesting enough that it has this much traction. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's popular.
Honestly, could care less for it. That's not my shtick. It's not my shtick. Like, who am I to say it like sucks? I'm just I mean, does it suck? Who am I to say? What do you think? But like, kids have to like make money somehow. Kids have a platform. It's like,
no, I respect the hustle.
Why would you can't be mad at a kid for like getting insane brand deals for like doing this shit all day. You know what I mean?
No, make your money however you're gonna make it. Like
at the end of the day, though,
knock.
The respect from like higher ups and like certain people you're not gonna get. Like, you can only do that for so long. That's why I'm not really worried about it. We're not necessarily playing the same game. A lot of people's end goals is getting like brand deals and like posting or this, that, the third, or like making music. I'm just trying to like make movies and like do cool shit and like make friends. You know what I mean? It's like it's not.
You are.
It's playing different games. We're in a different field, right? It doesn't like interfere with my line of work necessarily, and also it's like quality over quantity. Like, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't want to fucking talk about TikTok. It's like,
I mean, no, I understand what you're saying, and also to your point. You're playing different games, these kinds of things like we've seen before with Vine. I don't know. It might be different because TikTok has a lot more money attached to it.
But also Vine you had 6 seconds. There was no music. It was affiliated. It was like funny things.
It's true.
It would be like a snippet of your life or like a funny meme. It wasn't really about like TikTok is about personalities now, you know? When like Vine was about funny content. It wasn't
you can
about
teach someone to cook on TikTok.
Yeah, like now it's like there's people attached to it when before it was just like laughs.
Yeah.
Like now people follow people because it's like, I want to like see which dance they're doing now. I want to see who they're hanging out with. Like, there was no Vine house back in the day, you know what I mean?
Well,
there was, but it's just like it's different. It's way different. Like people are much more attached to the content creators than the content itself. I mean, I get it. I don't really care for it. I mean, Godspeed and good luck. And I hope, honestly, like I just hope that these kids know what they're doing, man. Like,
well, I hope they know to take this moment that they have and make something that has lasting power for them, because this is an incredible thing that they've been given, and they have an opportunity to blow it or make something for the rest of their lives.
Because it's like, in the success story aspect of it is kind of interesting. Like you could be like some random
That's what's cool. That's what's cool about TikTok, is it can turn your life around. Like overhearing some of like the TikTokers I've met, like parents be like, yeah, my kid just bought me a house. Like that's fucking gnarly, and that's awesome, and that you can't shit on, you can't knock on. Like that's just period awesome.
It's a fact. So it's like, it's sick. I don't know. Next.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of what you've been doing now, what is that? What does that look like? Are you going to stick into modeling or continue producing?
I only do modeling because it's like
it pays your bills and you're good at it, kind of thing.
The bills aren't going to pay themselves. The light's not going to,
I understand.
It's like, oh, you mean I could just like show up and do remotely nothing and get paid up like ridiculous amounts of money? I mean, count me in. I'm down. And it helps fund my like real projects, Like I'll do something for like a certain amount of money, and then, like the movie we shot, like did a post, and then that funded our movie.
For anyone who doesn't know, Luka and I did a movie this summer, and they're not finished yet, but I got all my stuff out of the way.
Yeah, it cracks.
Yeah.
And you look like a smoker.
Thank you, Luka. I appreciate it. In terms of all the creative projects you do, like, do you find yourself getting pulled more into one direction? Like, you kind of pay closer attention to acting, or you pay closer attention to building or fashion? Like, what is it?
Right now, my main focus is just film. From, like, directing to producing to acting. Like, I just want to... I want to be more of like a movie guy more
Yeah.
than like a fashion guy.
And behind the camera movie guy or both?
I just love film. Like, you know, do self tapes and like have some like movies coming up hopefully, and like, you know, the show. I just like movies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how I'm involved in it. I just like being involved
like
in
being
it.
in the
I don't really give a
process.
shit
Yeah.
where I'm involved. I've been writing this movie since I was like 18 or something. We have like so many drafts of the script that we've rewrote it like 10 times. We have like 100 pages and like, oh no, it's pretty sick. Like,
what's it about?
My first time directing was for our thing, right? So
that was your directing role. You helped the script, I guess, both of you guys.
I mean,
It's
if
a pretty
by script
limited.
you mean like the 5 words in the whole movie, then yeah, sure. With Duke, yeah. I mean, I had just came to LA and Duke moved into the chateau with me. Nobody was staying there yet, and this was like when there was no service at all. It was just like an empty hotel. We were like, we should make a movie. He was like, okay, like, what should it be? And I was like, I don't know. Like, and we just talked for 30 minutes, and we were like, oh, sick. All right, let's just do it then. You know, I went to go get a few $1,000s, and then I was like, all right, we're ready. Let's go. People like make excuses why they can't do things.
It's true.
It's like you have no reason to not do anything.
Yeah, I actually really respect that.
Like, there's no reason for anybody to not be doing anything. Like, we were doing nothing, and we were like, okay, well, let's just do something.
And you started before you guys even had all the tools. You're like, let's just fucking go and we'll take it how it comes. And
like, when I called you, I just knew I wanted you to be in it. We didn't have the script. We barely knew what the story was.
I think the only reason I agreed to do the movie is because I trust you. And I didn't know Duke. I didn't know him at all until I met him. But I knew that you have a good eye for that stuff, and I trust you creatively. And
but Duke has a lot of taste too.
That's what I learned when I met Duke was how much knowledge he has on it. I just didn't know prior. It's funny because people have been asking me because they know I did something with you guys, and they're like, "What's the movie about?" I was like,
You're like,
I don't even know. Like, I actually have no idea what the movie's about. I try to give them like brief understandings of what my scenes are. I'm like, there's a scene where like I knock on the door and like Duke's in there like being weird. Like, I just couldn't really give them. I couldn't really give them a storyline.
It's a surprise. It's a surprise. They'll see.
Yeah, it's a surprise to me too. I don't really know either.
Just kind of just took a stab at it. It's not like some sort of crazy deep like trying to, you know, it's just like we wanted to see if we could make a movie, and we can.
Yeah.
So now that I know that, like when I direct my next movie, which I wrote, like I have a bit more experience on how it goes. You know what I mean? I mean, we'll see how it works.
Do you think you have like from doing this last movie, like some sort of style or kind of story you like to tell? Like, cause this past movie is more like a dream, like from what I understand.
It's like a fairy
I might
tale.
have it wrong.
Yeah. But there's like a fairy tale
Mulholland
aspect.
Drive aspect, like what's real and what's fake kind of thing. I'm assuming like that's what I picked up filming it, I'm guessing.
Kind of. It's interesting to look at.
Yeah.
And the purpose it serves is like, I don't know. I can't really explain it.
It's more or less a creative endeavor than it is.
Yeah, it was literally
trying
just
to fit
like,
into something. Yeah.
Yeah, I just tried to do something.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the end like goal or result is, nor that I give a shit. I just care more about the fact that I did it.
Yeah. When do you think you'll wrap?
Well, I have to wrap before the end of this month. I'm going to Europe for the rest of the year. Kind of got a one-way ticket. Maybe I'll come back. I don't know. I don't really. I'm really not a man. If there's one thing you should know about me is that, and you do know about me, I'm really not a man with a plan. Like I don't sit here.
You aren't a man with a plan. I definitely am aware.
Yeah, I really don't like to like plan things and like think ahead. I just want to get the fuck out of here. You know, LA really gave me a run for my money. I think
you also did LA very nice.
I think I've done my damage on this city. I'm just gonna go over there, like work, you know, have a good time, see my mother.
Are you guys close, you two?
Yeah. I don't talk to her as much as I should though.
I feel like everyone says that about their parents, their relationship with their parents.
It's like, trust me, she does not know what I've been up to.
Yeah.
She does not want to know what the fuck I've been up to.
I feel like the relationship between a parent and a kid, they don't know what their kid's doing, and that's fine. You know, to an extent.
It's better that they don't know, man.
They figure out the accomplishments, and they figure out when
tell
you're
her
in
the
real
good stuff,
trouble,
yeah.
but they don't need to know everything else in between.
I mean, I'll tell her the good stuff, you know. Like, oh, I just did this movie, I'm doing this campaign.
She's like, look at my son.
Yeah. Let's think about, like, it comes to a point where, like, your parents are kind of like your buddies.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't have them be too much. But, you know, like, when you start getting drunk with your parents,
Mm-hmm.
but then, like, you kind of start cringing when your mom gets drunk.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah, nobody
They're
likes
too much of a person now.
Yeah.
They're like not.
And then, like, you also think, like, I just think about, like you, like, raise, I don't know. There's a weird, like.
What do you mean?
It's like I was sucking on your titty for like 2 years of my life.
That's what
man.
you're
I
thinking
came
about?
out of your cooch, like. Especially when you're around friends and your parents are getting lit, you're just like, Mom, like, you're embarrassing me. You know, you find out your parents aren't superheroes. They're just people like you that do the same things, go through the same ups and downs and emotions. And, you know,
Yeah.
and at first it's like kind of devastating and like sad.
Absolutely.
But then it's like humanizing, and you could kind of just have more normal interactions with them. Like,
Yeah.
Like makes me feel a bit more normal. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because I'm going to be a parent one day. I
Yeah.
can't fucking wait, dude. That's going to crack.
You're gonna have a little buddy.
Dude, I'm going to have a tiny buddy. Like a weeny, teeny little buddy. It's going to crack, dude. My kids be fucking sick.
Yeah, don't doubt it.
Do you want kids?
Yeah, I want kids. I want like
How
6
many?
kids.
Whoa, slow down.
Yeah. I want like 4 at
They're all
least.
going to come out of that thing? Or you
Yeah.
how's
No,
that?
I'm gonna have real 6 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I want like 4. I want as many as I can have, as many as my body will take, where I don't lose myself.
I want 3. I want 2 from one baby mama and the third from another one.
You know what? I actually see that happening for you.
Yeah. Hey. What are you trying to say here?
You don't want kids soon, I'm assuming.
Believe it or not, I actually do.
Wait, no
I
way.
swear to God.
How soon? How soon is soon?
In the next 3-4 years.
You're lying.
Swear to God.
Why?
I think it'll kind of shape me up. When you have kids, you have no choice but to sharpen up.
Well, okay, so there's that argument, then there's also the argument of like, because people do that, and then it doesn't work, and then they have kids, and then they're still fucking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the problem with that. But I don't think you're that much of a delinquent and idiot to actually let that be you. But that is an issue.
You know, I'm kind of a maniac, but I'm responsible.
You're like ready for the next kind of chapter in your life, is what you're
Thing
saying?
is, I don't want a kid when I'm ready. By the way, everybody like has this idea of like, ooh, like my ideal is like I'm gonna have a kid at 27. Like nobody ever has had a kid when they're ready. My parents were not ready when they had me, not in the fucking slightest. Did they figure it out? Yeah. Like nobody had kids when they're ready. It's like everybody has this fairy tale of like, this is when I'm gonna have a kid, and like I'm gonna find this person, and then blah blah. Like that's cap. That's not gonna fucking happen, man.
To your point, yeah, no one's ready for a kid because no one's had a kid, so they have no fucking idea what they're even preparing for.
Yeah.
And the more books you read, whatever people are telling you, you're never actually going to be ready for a kid.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point that you're making, that
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. So
Doesn't matter how much
and you're
you
gonna
prep.
figure it out. Yeah.
My dad was like, yeah, he prepped for the whole 9 months. Like he got all this stuff and this and that and the third, and then I was born, and he was like, dude, I like missed on so much shit. Like he read,
Yeah.
you know, they both read 1,000,000 books about having kids. It doesn't do shit until you have one.
You figure it out. We're going to be here to support you, love you.
My mom was like kind of strict, I guess. Not really though.
In what way?
Like,
did you
you
have
know-
a curfew?
Obviously, she set up rules.
Did you get grounded and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got grounded
Yeah.
bad. She was really lenient on other things.
Like what?
Activity wise, like no, they never like were like, you need to do this sports. They just let me do whatever the fuck I want. If I was like, I want to like draw, be like, okay, then draw. They're like, I want to go to acting class. Okay, well, sure. Like they never cared what
Well, it sounds
decisions
like,
I made
yeah.
in terms of like what I want to be. It was just like structural things, like don't like do dumb shit that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Which is like basically the only rule you should have.
Well, that sounds not even strict. It just sounds wise. Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to let my kid do what they want to do because that's what's going to make my kid happy. And
Yeah.
that's where they're going to have passion towards their lives, is the thing that they love to do. Also, they're both creative, so they understand that. And they
Yeah.
understand the importance of that.
Definitely let me have a shit ton of creative freedom. I mean, I was a crazy kid. I was a good kid till about like 15.
Okay.
And
What does a good kid mean to you?
Didn't party, was at home.
Like playing by the
video
rule book kind of
just
thing?
playing video games, drawing blah, blah, and then,
So
and
do you
just-
think it was kind of like as soon as you stepped into the scene is when everything started changing?
It was no real scene when I was 15. What's crazy, actually, we kind of created the scene, if anything. Prior to Virgil having Off-White or like being who he is now, prior to Matthew Williams being at Givenchy and having a leaks, they had Ben Trill, and then Travis Scott had just came out from like Texas and would hang out in Soho with with McConan, and like it was weird. Like everybody was figuring out who they were gonna be. Like the scene that we live in today, we kind of built. Like New York was just this epicenter of culture, where like all these like rappers that are huge now would come to hang out in, and like all like the fashion guys that are big now, where we were just all hanging out in Soho. You know?
Yeah.
And like all the big designers now, we would just like kick it like in Soho and like eat lunch and like fuck around, like go to Supreme and like hang out at St. Ambrose, or like
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know what
you
we
guys
did,
are
but-
like somewhat. I mean, and there's constant
then-
stories like that throughout history in
and
different
then we
parts.
would all like somehow run into each other in Paris. And then he started Off-White. It's just like all these different things that have amassed that are like staples in the culture. I was kind of there for the start of it. It's not like I stepped in the scene. It's just like when I started like becoming just like my own person and like hanging out with people. Like at the time, ASAP was like the hottest thing in New York, and like they would come down to Soho and like window shop and like ride bikes. And then like next thing you know, 2 years later, like Rocky got this insane house in Soho. He made so much money, and like out of nowhere, and we were like, what the hell?
So how old would you have been at this time? Around 17?
Yeah, like 16, 17.
In terms of that change for you, your whole life being flipped around, suddenly being immersed into this very incredibly creative culture where you're around all these talented people and you kind of just like feeding off of one another and building off one another.
Yeah.
So how did
The
that...
cool part of it was
Yeah.
like, even though like, I was like being a crazy teen and a crazy kid, it's like my dad was never necessarily like mad because we were doing things. Like I was, building connections, working, this, that, the third. Like it all worked out. It's not like I was doing nothing. I was just figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out. I'm fucking 22 years old.
I feel like your dad, also being in the creative industry, understands that there's...
He understands the implications.
Also, even there's an art to being disorganized and disorderly and wasting time. There's benefits in all of
Yeah.
those things in the creative field, and your dad probably understood that. You're out doing this, you're out doing that, but yeah, there's something he's going to be
Like
taking
even
away.
if I wasn't doing anything, I was doing something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
It sounds like he knows
He
that.
got that. It just all turned into shit.
Yeah.
Because we were just buddies. Everybody was just buddies.
You were more or less networking without knowing it.
Well, yeah, our friendships end up,
Yeah,
we're all
that's what I'm
friends,
saying.
and then
It's-
we ended
yeah.
up working together because we were friends. It's not
Yeah.
like we never looked at it as like a task.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, yo, pull up. Like, let's just do some shit. And I was with Ian and Chantel, like, shopping in Paris, and then Virgil hit us like, yo, we're shooting the lookbook, just like pull up. So then we all just showed up, and then like they were shooting the lookbook on the girl, and the campaign ended up being just us like trying on clothes and like hanging out around this chick.
Well, I mean, that's like the great part of on the fly
Yeah.
creativity. You know what I mean?
The
It
best
turns
thing-
into
the
some
best things
of
are
the
never
best
planned,
things.
yeah.
Exactly. That's
The
awesome.
best things are never planned. I want to start asking you questions, man.
Go ahead,
Let's talk
Luka.
about your sex
Yeah.
life, man.
Let's go for it.
Let's talk about your sex life, man. What have you been into? Man?
Do you
What
see
have
my
been-
sex life?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
you just said?
Yeah, let's get raunchy,
Um,
man. Let's get into it, man.
You know, I'm a pretty picky individual.
What's up with the boys, man?
I'm a pretty picky individual.
Would you say you have bad taste in men?
No, I don't have bad taste in men because I never choose like assholes. I never choose guys that are gonna fuck me over. I've never, since I was a kid. So I have good taste in guys because they always treat me with respect.
Have you ever been in a relationship?
I was always a kid that never wanted to date anybody. Like I did not want to do it. I just loved being on my own. I loved not having to listen to anybody. And like with Presley, like great guy, sweet guy. And that was an interesting relationship and I learned a lot. But even part of it was me to myself being like, okay, you're 19. You have not dated anybody. You probably should because it looks weird and you just probably should learn. I'm like, maybe you're being too annoying about it, being too picky about it. Just do it. But as for my sex life, back to your question, I'm very picky and I don't really sleep with a lot of people, as you know.
But you're still sexually active, though.
I'm sexually active to a degree.
You know how some chicks are like, I'm not blazing anyone. You know, like.
No, I can literally go like 6 months not having sex with anyone because I don't want to have sex with anyone. And I'd rather. You're full of shit, Luka. You're so full of shit. You blaze like a new fucking girl every day.
That's not true, man.
That's not true. You like 3-month relationships.
I've never blazed in my life.
Correct.
I've never had sex in my life.
What is this like virginity thing you keep claiming online? It's so weird. Luka the other day like posted a TikTok being like just claiming he was a virgin. Bringing up again in this podcast. Luka, I can 100%. I mean, I can't 100% confirm you're not a virgin, but just to put that out there. But I'm pretty sure you're not one.
No, but
no, I actually.
I am single though, and I'm getting.
You're on the market.
I mean, I'm on the streets, man.
Yeah.
I belong to the streets.
You do belong to the streets a little bit.
Streets a little bit, a lot.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship for like 4 years though, dude.
That's a long time.
Or like 3.5 years or some shit like that.
Yeah. What made you settle down?
I mean, I just fell in love. Classic. I mean.
Yeah.
She was fucking sick. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Sick in what way? What drew you to having a girlfriend?
I don't know. I just like chicks that are very quiet.
Mm-hmm. Quiet. Yeah. Interesting. Why?
It's a good question. I don't like.
Do you like the submissiveness almost?
Kinda, I guess. I also just like the peaceful, like some people just talk so much, man. I have a weird thing where like I like chicks that are like mad quiet, but quiet around, like in the sense of like the moment, like you break that shell, she was like not that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
We had a million and one things to talk
forever.
about.
Yeah.
My thing, I just love
kind of like molding and like shit, like taking somebody that like kind of, and just like putting them onto all these things and like clothes and movies and music and this and
you want to like change their life in a sense.
In a weird sense.
It's almost like you want to play God a little bit.
Yeah. I kind of like to play God with chicks, which is weird. I was talking to my shrink about it. He was like, "What's up with that, man?" Like,
yeah.
But it's funny now. The last thing I want to do is fucking teach anybody anything. Like, in the sense of like, it's just not my shtick anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe that's a fine little taste to have when you're young.
I'm gonna go to Europe and find love. I also found out that I never really dated anybody American in a weird way. I think.
Was your ex not American?
No.
Where's she from?
She barely spoke English when I met her. Costa Rica.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Where's she from?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Damn, I did not know that.
I like foreign women.
You like the quality of like I'm in full control and I am the dominant one 100% in this relationship.
But that was at one point. Now I kind of
now
I like chicks that have their own thing in life and jobs and like opinions and taste. Like I want to be able to learn too now. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not a big like fan of the one-sided. Like now I'm looking more at chicks that are like kind of self-made and like have built their own. Like that was cool while it lasted. I just don't think I could do it anymore, kind of thing.
I think you've just matured in the sense of, I mean, as everyone does in time and every other way in the world, but I mean, just matured in the sense of like what a girl can offer you. At first maybe it's just this kind of thing that's great, but you want to learn now from a girl that you date.
I'm gonna go to Europe and
I think you'll find love in Europe.
I'm gonna go to Europe and find love and have kids. And No. It's cap. One thing that's interesting though about European women, which is like why I think I have an affinity to them, they're much more independent in the sense of like when you take like a French chick out, or like a chick from London out, like they don't want guys necessarily to have the upper hand. So like at the end of like a French date, like a chick will really try to split. She'll argue with you over the bill. You know what I mean? Like
She doesn't want something over you, kind of thing.
they don't want you to have
that's what
anything
I mean,
over that.
Yeah.
They try to keep the playing field really like, which is kind of sick because like I always see this thing in like in America. It's the whole simping.
Yeah.
The whole like sugar daddy, like guy taking care of everything, like that shit's being hella normalized, and like all these viral tweets of like my ideal life is not working at all, and just like have it, like, and that shit'll have like 80,000 retweets. I'm like, oh, so you basically want to be a fucking loser your whole life?
Yeah.
That's what, so you're basically telling me you want to be
You want to throw in the
good
towel before the game even starts.
Yeah,
is
like
what
you just want to
do.
just want to lay around the house and do absolutely fucking nothing. Like, just it's maybe the least attracting thing of all time. Like, I just can't. And over there, it's like not. That is not the vibes at all.
It's also very much an LA thing, like not even America. Like it's a very much LA thing, this sugar daddy culture. This is like filled with models or Instagram models, whatever it is that.
But it's like Atlanta.
Yeah. You see it in Atlanta?
It's most America. Even in New York, this shit's starting to become like that, man.
There's always going to be an aspect in how society runs where it's believe that the man is the breadwinner and the woman is the housemaker. That's like a kind of it's just the truth. That's
I agree with.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, that can't be it. Like, yes, as a guy, like, I'm down to do that. I look forward to doing that. I would love to take care of somebody I love, but it's like you also got to be able to take care of yourself when I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be your everything. Like the other night, I was like talking to this chick, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know if I should get back with my boyfriend." Nah, nah. I was like, "Why would you get back with him?" She's like, "I don't know. Like, he just takes care of me." And I was like, "What aspects of the relationship make you want to go back?" He's just like, just like nice things, like being able to go on vacation, and like nice dinners, and and I'm like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, the fuck are you talking about? I fucking roasted her.
Well,
like,
that's the thing. Some people don't want. It's what I've learned is more for themselves. They're completely content with a relationship where they're taken care of. That meets their needs. There's different things people value, and it's a lot of what girls value is to be taken care of. Some guys value that too. Like, and that can be a complete
it's a two-way street because it's like there's got to be the guy that does that it enables the chick being able to do that. It's not like a one-way road.
No, 100%. He wants it too, yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, I mean, if, both parties are happy, it's just like, I can't believe people are content with that. Like, I can't even believe a guy would do that. Like,
you just
do you know what I mean?
described like half the relationships in LA is exactly that. That's like, all it is.
Can you, as a guy, how can you, be happy with that, man? What's funny, though, and it's always Johnny's. It's always bozos.
No, that's the definition of what a Johnny is. That's how they become one.
Fucking clowns.
Yeah.
Fucking Johnny McTwo-Shoes walking around town in a G-Wag, driving around town in a G-Wagon, picking up his girlfriend at Dog Pound and going to Cha-Cha Matcha. It's like, and I'm saying that because I literally saw it earlier. Like I went to Dog Pound and then I went to Cha-Cha Matcha.
And did you actually go to Cha-Cha Matcha?
Yeah, I really did. I got a matcha lemonade. I just see this guy with the biggest Johnny. Just like he had Johnny written all over him, like on his forehead. He might as well had Johnny fucking fun bags tattooed across his forehead. It's just so weak, bro. Like,
well, these guys don't want more for themselves either. And what they value is a hot girl to bang, not to have some intellectual woman, intelligent person that's gonna give them something back. They don't care. They have their work.
I came to a funny conclusion where I was just like, oh, these major smokers have boyfriends, like, but I realized, like, oh, wait a minute. It makes sense. And by the way, like, we still blaze these smokers, but like we'll never date them because there's always gonna be a Johnny that will give them what they want. I will never be able to give a girl like that what she wants.
Do you mean like get you shit? Like I'll never be the guy that's gonna get you gifts. Like is that kind of what you're getting at?
Besides that, like the lifestyle that you want, like I'm not the guy that'll like take you to Cabo. I'm not the guy that'll like, you know, get your Cartier bracelet.
I feel like there's almost a part of you that's not doing it out of principle because you're like, I'm not gonna be like this. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to get a girl by buying her shit, so I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Exactly, but it's just funny because it's like then, you know, these smokers, they settled for these Johnnies because they're sweet and they're nice and they'll do all these things, but it's so like
You could also
naive in a way.
I mean, it's naive, but you could also argue that it's smart and they're winning because they are dating the smoker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
are they doing it right and you're doing it wrong? You know what I mean?
right. I mean, they're dating the smoker, but I mean, I'm blazing the smoker.
Exactly. But like,
so who really wins? Like, I got what I want out of it. I guess we all win.
you all win. That's the point. It depends if you're trying to date her or not. It's if the argument is if you want to date her, because the guys that are dating her are the guys that are doing this. Which
And
is,
like, I would. By the way, I would do that for a girl. All of the above, all those things, but only for a chick that could also do it for herself. If a girl that could like has her own life and can do that shit for herself, I'll be more than happy to be the one to do it for her. But I can't be the only. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're not gonna give her everything, but you'll
Yeah.
give her something.
no, I'll give a girl everything.
I
But
mean, not
only-
everything she has. Like she needs to have some sort of something that you
Just
can
like
build on.
substance and like
That's what I mean.
like things and
Yeah.
information, like culture.
Well, on that note, I want to thank you for coming to this podcast
No problem. Man.
and being a great guest and for having me in your movie, which comes out next year.
Of course, 2021.
And it's called Soda.
That's the standing name. We don't know what it's gonna be called.
I actually like Soda. I've run
It's
it
a
by
good
some
name.
people. They like it too.
Soda's good. There's a few. I don't know. Like Duke came up with a good name too, like an alternate name. I think
What?
we'll figure it out when we're done.
Tell me after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me.
Anytime.